the purpose of this video is exercise 6-20. In the previous two videos, I only drew the section view. In this particular video, I'm going to be taking a look at drawing everything that is required for this particular object. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and start with my right side view. Let me make sure I'm in the correct layer. And this is going to have a diameter of 4. We also have a visible diameter of 1.75, another visible diameter of 1.25. The rest of the diameters on this particular object are going to be hidden lines, and construction lines as well. The bolt hole circle for this particular object has a diameter of 3.5. So what I'm going to do is go to my construction layer and draw a circle with a diameter of 3.5. That's going to be what's used to get the outer 4 holes. So now I can go ahead, switch back to my normal layer, which is layer 0, and draw a circle right here. This is going to have a diameter of 0.25. And now I can go ahead and array that using a polar array. This is the only object. The center point is the midpoint of the object, and there are 4 of them. So there's my 4 holes. Everything else on this particular assignment is going to be based on hidden lines. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my hidden line layer, and I'm just going to change the color of this to blue because I don't necessarily need it anymore, but I do want you all to be aware that it's still there. So I now have a circle with a diameter of 3.25, which represents the bottom of my object, a circle with a diameter of 2, a circle with a diameter of 2.75. Okay, and I made that one too big accidentally, so I'm just going to scale it down by 0.5 so that I have it. And then I have this inner realm of holes where I'm not exactly sure where they line up. Well, where they line up is at 2 along a 45-degree line. If you notice in the right-hand side view, that section with a diameter of 2 lines up perfectly with those holes. But that's 2 according to that 45 degrees. So what I'm going to do is draw a line out here and a line at 45 degrees. And then I will offset 1, and that gives me this point right here. Now this point right here is where those holes are going to be lining up. It's actually at the intersection of these. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change these to the construction layer. That way they're not hidden with the line type, and you can see that that circle doesn't quite match up exactly. So I'm going to draw another circle using that intersection point, and I'm going to make sure that I match its properties to the other blue circle. That way I don't forget which line is which. Now along that 45-degree line I do have a hidden circle. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a diameter 0.25 circle right there, and then we'll go ahead and array that. All I should have to do is select my objects and say preview. Those are all in the correct location, so I can accept that and get rid of this. That is all the lines that are required for the left side view. Now what I need to do is develop my section view. Now for the purposes of this section view, first of all let me go back to the correct layer. For the purposes of this section view, it's going to be good to take it a little bit slow as you go through here. This first line down is 4, and I'm going to go ahead and do some offsetting, 0.38, because I know that this next section is 0.38, and then I'm going to go 2.5, That'll give me my next piece. Offset 4, that gives me the bottom piece. Offset 0.38 again, coming up this way, gives me that interior piece, and coming up this way gives me the bottom piece. So now I have all of the lines that I need to work with for this particular example. Now here's where it's going to be very important that you have this line and this line as blue, because we don't want to lose track of which lines are which. So I know that this section down here is relying on a diameter of 3.25, which I believe to be this. To make sure, 1.625 is a diameter of 3.5. So I can draw a line from this quadrant straight over here and then trim using those edges. And what that trim is going to allow me to do before I erase that is I can actually mirror this around here to get the other side. Now I can trim these two down to get the back side. Now I have a circle with a diameter of 2, which should show a radius of 1. Okay, here is my circle with a radius of 1, so I can draw a line from here, which will be projected from here back. And I can also mirror that line. These top two pieces are going to be connected, because there is no change in the way this particular piece is done. This next section is a diameter of 2.75, which should be this one right here, 1.375. So I can project a line from here over, and this is going to go all the way to this bottom piece right here, and I'll mirror that right around. Okay, so now essentially what we have is we have everything we need except for a couple key features. Those key features being this one here, the visible line. This visible line is going to go to right here. From that point, we have this visible line, which goes from here all the way through. Well, now I can mirror those two lines and I have the majority of my piece complete. As soon as I trim out some of these lines, you'll actually be able to see the piece that I'm working with. So I'm going to go ahead and trim out all of the lines that I no longer need. Okay, so what we have here is we have our profile, this hole, and this hole. The only other thing that I need to really project onto here is this hole, and I'm just going to copy that line down and then mirror it. And now we have some fillets to do. All the fillets are 0.125, so let me go ahead and throw these fillets in here. This gets filleted, this gets filleted, this gets filleted, this, and the same thing on the other side. Okay, now I can go ahead and do my boundary hatch. Pick points. It's going to be here, 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 here. Right click, preview. Looks good. Put this on the hatch layer. Add my center lines, add my dimensions, center it up, and this one is complete.